Welcome back, guys and girls. Where we left off, the case was heating up. We were putting Barnum on the ropes, but now a mysterious fifth witness has appeared. We don't know how this is gonna play out, but we're gonna see if we can take him down as well. Let's hope that we can save Espella. Well then. We will now continue with the trial of Espella Cantabella. Oh boy. A group of witnesses huddling up before a joint testimony in a witch trial. You can't make this stuff up. Inquisitor Barnum, if I may ask you a question. Yes, my lord. We now have 5 witnesses on the stand, so I must ask. Why was this obnoxious-looking man left out of your initial group of witnesses? Baldy's right, Barnum. That's just cold-blooded. There's but one reason, my lord. I did not know this witness even existed. There? You, sir, failed to come forward. When we were asking for witnesses for this very trial, you were nowhere to be seen. That's because I didn't hear a peep about it. I ain't usually around at night, except for maybe at Rogue's Tavern. So you're basically telling us that you were up all night drinking. Anyway, it's all water under the bridge now. As far as I'm concerned, just leave the rest to yours truly. Yeah. During the last interrogation, the defender brought forth some surprising proof. Namely, that there was little possibility the accused could have used magic. I've never heard such a claim. It must be the doing of this logic. What rubbish. Logic, you say? I ain't got a clue what that is. But I do know that this bread-baking baker ought to head back to the bakery. Eloquently said. Alright, Gramps. Give me and me partners over here a chance to speak. You wanna know how this witch managed to be holding that scepter, don't you? Oh, when you say Gramps, you wouldn't mean me, would you? I failed to see anyone else meeting such a description. Yeah, 2 people do. Well, we'll show you she's a witch. Bet Snowy's beautiful white coat on it. On guard. Alright, team, let's do this. Witnesses! Yes, well, let us proceed with the testimonies. But I feel like I've totally lost control of this situation. Yeah. The mystery of the witch's scepter. It's clear as day. Espella is a witch. We're not backing down on this. When she dropped the lantern, the scepter was not yet in her hand. The scepter must have been hidden by magic and carried on her back. The rogues grabbed her by the hand that held the lantern, so she must have had another way of holding that scepter. That's easy. The girl just put the bucket down on the ground and picked up the witch's magic to stick. So she had the witch's scepter behind her back, so then dropped the lantern and reached for the scepter after it fell. If that is the case, then it must have been possible for the accused to have used magic. This is bad. Thanks to this guy, now all the witnesses seem extra determined to pin this thing on Espella. They each harbor a shared anger towards witches and magic. Such is the cause of their strong desire to see a guilty verdict passed as quickly as possible. However, such confidence is undoubtedly bound to cloud their better judgment and thinking. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think these guys mean any real harm, but they're all riled up. They don't even realize how distorted their ideas of what happened tonight has become. At least that's how it seems. This isn't good, Professor. The witnesses aren't thinking straight. They're completely blind to the truth. Sir Baker, Sir Wright. Yes. You do not appear to be a mere simple baker, that much is clear. On the other hand, you are no ordinary defender either. Never before has a defender managed to clash and do battle with me here on this battlefield as an equal. Sir Blue Knight, This trial has not yet been decided. If there is any doubt in your interrogation, I would not hesitate to strike your case down where it stands. I understand. Defender, please begin your interrogation.
Hold it!
Not backing down, you say? That's right, Ispella's a witch. That's our story and we're sticking to it. This is a courtroom, Miss Kira. We're not interested in your story. We're interested in the truth. You know what I think? I think stories have the power to touch our lives, even really meaningful ways. What do you mean? Last year, I read about a book about a flower girl who brought peace to the world with all the pretty flowers she sewed. Because of that story, now I tell myself, Kira, one day you'll fill the world with beautiful flowers of your own. That story inspires me to sell more flowers. It's pretty much the same as this trial. The judge is like, no. What a very touching story. Indeed, I have heard nary a truer tale. Wouldn't you agree, Sir Blue Knight? Maybe it's just me, but I'd have preferred something a little more relevant. I'm afraid our logic may do us no good here. Let's move on to the next witness, shall we?
Hold it!
No matter how many times we ask, you still say you didn't see the scepter, huh, Gramps? I asked you, youngling, were you paying attention to this trial? Yes. Well then, magic made the scepter invisible, did it not? Thus, my old age clouding up my vision has nothing to do with anything. The scepter actually vanished. No, what I'm saying is, if it really was invisible, you wouldn't be able to actually prove it. Not so, young one. We can prove it. The girl is a witch. There's your proof. So my old age clouding up my memory has nothing to do with it. The scepter magically vanished, you see. Okay, we get it. When the lantern fell, you claimed the scepter was still not in her hand yet. So that means the scepter must have been hidden by magic and carried on her back. The witch's scepter was behind her back. Well, it's like my little snowflake here. Whenever my darling gets too heavy, I hoist him up and carry him on my back. You mean your baby goat, right? Yes. There isn't a cuter little goat in this entire courtroom, right, Precious? Kill me. I know it's been asked already, but you didn't see the witch's scepter, did you? Well, no, but it must have been made invisible by magic, then put on her back. You know, Snowy is still such a tiny little thing. If I put him on my back, you can hardly see him. I hardly see the point to that comment. So the accused grabbed the witch's scepter after the lantern fell. The rogues grabbed her by the hand that held the lantern, so she must have had another way of holding that scepter.
Hold it!
Are you alright? What? Why? Why? Well, for one thing, you're hiding behind what I assume is a shield. Well played, Blue Knight. You managed to see through my steel guard technique. Your steel... what? Technique? You tried to penetrate the depths of my mind and deceive me once with your witchcraft of words. But you will find your words are futile against the strength of my shield, crafted from wood harder than steel. Now then, have at you. Attack me if you dare. No. Just listen a second. Looking at the sketch, it's quite clear the accused could not have held the scepter in the same hand carrying the lantern. Witness explained to the court just how the accused held the scepter. That's easy. The girl just put the bucket down on the ground and picked up the witch's magic stick.
Hold it!
She put the milk bucket down. That's right. Reckon if she did that, she'd have no problem holding it.
Objection!
But none of the other witnesses have said anything about seeing her put the bucket on the ground. But no one said a thing about not seeing her put the bucket down either. Oh, hello. Who do I go with? I'm gonna go with Mary.
Hang on!
Mary seems to be a lot of weirdness. Excuse me, Miss Mary. Huh? You mean Snowy and me? Tell me, What do you think of the witness's testimony just now? The accused placed the bucket on the ground. No one has said anything about this until now. That must be how it happened. The girl probably placed the milk bucket on the ground.
Objection!
Yeah. Miss Mary, you did not mention anything to that effect in your previous testimony. And yet you clearly stated that the one thing you were specifically focused on more than anything else was the milk bucket. Ergo, you should be able to confirm to the court whether or not the bucket really was placed on the ground.
Objection!
One's memory is not flawless, Sir Blue Knight. Pay attention to what the witness was saying. The accused probably placed the milk bucket on the ground. There is the possibility such was the case. Yes, that's right. Isn't it, my little pumpkin? I knew it. There's something fishy about her testimony, but indeed, it would seem we would require a decisive piece of evidence if we are to expose the contradictions in these witnesses' testimony. Yes, I just have to think of what that could be.
Hold it! Objection!
Alright, let's see if we can see why the other ones were all acting all crazy. Let's try little Miss Flower Lady. Excuse me, Miss Kira. Huh? Yeah, what is it? Tell me, what do you think of this witness's testimony just now? The accused placed the bucket on the ground. No one has said anything about this until now. Well, you're right, how odd. Everyone must have simply forgotten, myself included. Huh? But yeah, Isabella definitely did put that milk bucket down. Can I present to her? No. That way she was able to easily grab her scepter and use magic. Easy peasy, right? The nerve, Nick. Looks like she's trying to peg Isabella as a witch every chance she gets. Really, I don't know how much more of this testimony I can stand.
Hold it!
Let's check out the knight. See what he has to say.
Objection!
What?
Actually, let's check out the old dude. Excuse me, Mr. Wordsmith? What is it? Oh, boisterous blue one. Tell me, what do you make of this witness's testimony just now? He has stated on that the defendant put the bucket on the ground. The other witnesses never mentioned that. Let me tell you something, young man. Long have I lived and prospered. In that time, I have forgotten much. Dreams, aspirations, even love. I simply forgot about that milk bucket, like one would forget about a single drop of water within the bucket that is life. Thank you for that, Mr. Wordsmith. No further questions.
Hold it!
It seems like it might be Mary again. I have to somehow
Objection!
convince Mary that... Alright. Night guy.
What?
What do you got to say?
Hang on!
Excuse me, Mr. Knightley? Tell me, what do you think about this witness's testimony just now? He claims the accused placed the bucket on the ground. No one has said anything about this until now. I'm reminded of but one thing, sir. A battle tactic, important to any knight. Imagine, in one hand you hold your sword, and in the other your shield. And suddenly from the shadows an itch of an epic proportions takes to your back. What doth one do, indeed? What can one do? Well, let me tell you. One must drop one's sword and fell that unholy itch with a well-timed scratch to one's back. Right. A crafty witch would surely use the same tactic, would she not? I call it my signature back scratch attack of great justice. Right. By the way, be wary when using that tactic in battle. I find my opponents rarely give me ample time to remove my armor and scratch. Okay, so it's either between the flower girl or the goat lady. But what would I present? That'd be decisive evidence. Can I present her glasses? No. Actually, would it actually be on the guy? No. It might actually be on the actual guy himself.
Objection!
I'm afraid what really happened is not quite so simple. What you talking about? It had only just stopped raining moments before the crime took place. As a result, the ground was very muddy. If Miss Cantabella really placed this bucket on the ground like you claim she did, then it should be caked with mud, just like the lantern was after it fell. Well, I'd say that clears up your muddy testimony, wouldn't you? Well, hey Barnum. What? You just gonna sit there looking pretty? Come on, give me a hand here. Flattery will get you nowhere, witness, other than perhaps to the dungeon. At any rate, there is but one question we ought to ask. Why is there no mud on that bucket? To the witness with the goat, may I ask you a question? Huh? Are you talking to us? Indeed, you admitted to the court that you returned home with the milk bucket. Illegally, I must add. My oh my, such harsh words, Inquisitor. When you took the bucket home, you must have simply wiped the mud from the bucket, is that correct? She said it wasn't tampered with, though. What? You know, now that you mention it. No way, don't tell me. That milk bucket, oh, that's right. I remember now. I don't know if what was on the bucket was mud exactly, but it certainly was dirty. Before taking it inside with me, I remember wiping it clean with an old rag. Are you kidding me? Exceptional work, Inquisitor Barnum. Right. It all makes perfect sense, see? We were right all along, weren't we, Inquisitor Barnum? I knew that sword weren't just for show. Barnum, you sliced his argument in two.
Objection!
Witness, Miss Mary. What is it? You're absolutely sure there was mud stuck to this milk bucket? Oh my, well, truth be told, I don't remember whether it was mud exactly, but I do remember cleaning the bucket off when I got home. It would seem the defense has failed to disprove the witness's claims, of that we can be quite certain. Ha, that'll teach you, Bluey. You got that right. Do me a favor, will you, Gramps? I want to change my testimony just a tiny bit. I will allow it, only if the witness refrains from name-calling in the future. You got it, my lord. Well, this court mumbo-jumbo has left me thirstier than a dog in the desert.
I like how it's just some guy that's like chugging.
That witch there was holding the stick. I even heard her say the incantation thingy. That's right. I witnessed it all.
Hold it!
But no one knows for sure if Miss Cantabella dropped that milk bucket on the ground. Because there's no mud on it. Is that what you're saying? Hey, we went over this already. We know the goat lady wiped off all the mud.
Objection!
However, Miss Mary doesn't clearly remember whether or not it was mud that was stuck on the bucket. We really don't remember, but maybe. I guess maybe there was mud on it? I mean, she couldn't hold the scepter without putting the bucket on the ground. Miss Mary, please give a definitive answer. You are done, Bluey. Talk all you want, because it ain't gonna help you see. The five of us, we saw that witch
I see.
Went and did. We saw it clearly as day.
Hang on!
Not true. Excuse me, Mr. Earth to Gramps.
Defender, when you say Gramps, might you be by chance referring to me?
No, of course not, Your Honor. Mr. Wordsmith, are you listening?
I heard you quite clearly the first time, young man. These ears hear all the crackling of the fire, the whispering of the crowd, and now your voice.
If that's the case, then allow me to ask a question. You were clearly deep in thought just now. Do you have something to say about this man's testimony?
Indeed so, I felt something was amiss. However, what that means I cannot say.
Amiss? Witness, could you tell us? What precisely was amiss with this third-rate testimony from this third-rate witness? What a burn, Barnum.
5 heads are better than 1. 10 eyeballs are better than 2. As I listened to this man's testimony, I could not help but become aware of something most odd. Tonight, when the crime occurred, we all made haste to that terrible scene. The delicious scent of mid-evening dinner permeated through the air, the shadows of those present cast through the dim light. And yet there were but 4 figures standing in that vicinity, myself included.
4? Hold on a second. You're saying that there were only 4 witnesses at the crime scene tonight?
These eyes may be old, but they know what they saw.
Is something the matter, Miss Mary?
No, it's just that Snowy and I are trying to remember what happened at the time. I remember the flames erupting into the air. That's when Snowy and I made our mad dash to save the precious milk. And when those 2 ruffians were set ablaze, the flame filled the area with light. In that sudden flash of light, we could see that there were other people around besides ourselves. And that's when I saw them, the other people that scrambled to the scene along with us. I'm quite sure of it. There were only 4 of us there at the scene of the crime.
Objection!
Hold it, madam. What in blazes is going on? We have 5 witnesses on the stand, all claiming to have witnessed tonight's events firsthand. That means we have 1 witness too many.
Don't be stupid. You lot better stop speaking out of turn. All 4, 1 and 1 for all, remember? We all promised to take this witcher down together, didn't we? It's not quite that simple. We saw what we saw.
Well, I say, it's all about the numbers, and I counted, I say. I'll have you know my counting is flawless. On nights when sleep eludes me, I can count sheep from moonrise to sunrise.
4 witnesses, 5 witnesses, what difference does it make? Things all started getting muddled when you showed up.
Right, you saying it's my fault? I was there, you fool. Didn't I just finish saying that? My testimony is strong as steel, even if it's not completely stainless.
Order, I said, order. What is going on here? You claim the number of witnesses does not add up. I've never paid witness to such an outrageous conflict.
There's but one answer to this puzzle, a single possibility.
Well, what do you mean?
Without a doubt, magic must have been used at the scene of the crime. Furthermore, it would indeed appear that there were only 4 witnesses present at the scene. And yet currently we are faced with 5 witnesses testifying to the court. That certainly is quite a fatal contradiction, with only one possible answer. Would you not agree, Mr. Wright? The answer, it can't be.
Well, out with this supposed answer, Sir Blue Knight.
What is your explanation for this current number of witnesses? One of them is the witch. While it might seem far-fetched, the reality is actually rather simple. The real witch, and the real murderer in this case, is actually one of these 5 witnesses.
Whoa!
I'm betting on Flower Girl Kira.
You're telling us that the witch is amongst this group of witnesses. What utter rubbish. There's no possible way that such a claim could be true.
That's right. You've got a lot of nerve accusing one of us of being a witch.
We have told you nothing but the truth, yet you still have the gall to bat around such an outrageous accusation.
Behold, behold, as my trusty shield deflects your petty words, like the petty words that they are.
Inquisitor Barnum. Yes, my lord. I would like to see a sketch of the crime scene at the time of the incident. Do you have one in your possession? Yes, certainly, my lord. I have one here. I requested it from the court illustrator just in case. Very well, witnesses. I would like each of you to mark your location at the time of the murder. Here on this crime scene sketch, quickly now. The number of witnesses doesn't add up. Looks like we're getting somewhere now, but we haven't even scratched the surface of this case yet. And it's all thanks to this top hat wearing gentleman. The court accepts this crime scene sketch into evidence. If one of the witnesses is the witch, that could only mean one thing. Somebody here isn't telling the truth. That would indeed appear to be the case, Mr. Wright. Listen well, Sir Blue Knight. The path you tread now is a dangerous one. Claiming that a witch is among these most honorable witnesses is a serious accusation, should it prove to be a false one. You will find yourself at the other end of my sword. Do I make myself clear? Huh?
But that wasn't so much my suggestion. I mean, the gentleman here with the lovely top hat was the one who urged me to say it.
It is the same thing, Sir Blue Knight. Indeed, it is the same thing, Sir Baker. It is the same thing, Mr. Wright. Oh boy. Now, ready your sword. Ready? Were you listening? You claim the witch is not the accused and that someone else at the crime scene was the true culprit. If what you say is true, then surely you can tell the court exactly where this person was at the time of the crime, can you not? Come now, Sir Blue Knight. Only you can enlighten us as to who this royal witch actually is. Sir Doughy Defender, show us where the witch was at the exact moment the murder took place.
So, see, I'm banking on her, and we're gonna find out.
Got it!
It's wrong. Ugh.
Well, I thought it was her, because she seemed like the most obvious. So if they were doing this, though, the witch would have to be in a good ways to cast the spell. It's a 1 meter radius. Would that mean that it's our goat lady?
Got it!
Nope. I thought it was the goat lady. That's the end of the case, though. I just screwed it. Damn it. Oh, do I have to restart from this part?
Okay. So.
Got it.
Wait, I didn't click that! I didn't mean to click that! I didn't mean to click that. Damn it! I didn't mean to click that, so I'm taking a penalty for doing it. Let's go with the old dude.
Got it.
No, okay. So then it's the knight. I was gonna go with the knight, but I thought the old dude would be more suited. The ignite spell has to be within a certain range. Or maybe these guys were the real witches. What about that? And it kind of ignited themselves up. But we've established that the witnesses want to. No! So it's someone that's a liar. I know that. So then it's the drunkard? I wouldn't think it would be the drunkard. I guess it's the drunk man.
Got it.
What? Okay, so it is the dudes, maybe? I've clicked on everyone.